Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Blitz here on your lunch hour. Brett and Randy here with you, and our program brought to you by Russell Do It Center Building Supply Stores, J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation, and Sensa Green. Glad to have all of those as our partners here on the program. Randy, good to see you here on a Tuesday afternoon. Man, so much to talk about. Spring coming to an end, and then we're heading dead into the summer, so we know that we're just a few months away from football. So
well, the good thing for me and you is I don't do near as many podcasts with you every day. So whatever you're hottest on, I can go to.
we got
what I'm hot on right now?
Heifery.
Well, that kind of. But you ever take any midday naps? You ever do that too often?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Maybe I need to.
It'd probably help you. You know, I just got my.
I'd just be afraid I wouldn't wake up. I mean,
I just got my 15-minuter in, and
that to me would piss me off. I mean, you go lay down, you're like, I'm good, and it's like you got to get up now, and you got to.
Mine's like, and I know it by the minute. That I got 12 minutes, or I got 18 minutes, and I get it in, and when I wake up,
How are you getting any rest when you checking the clock?
That's a good question.
I don't understand that. Maybe
sometimes I've got an alarm on. Other times I wake up about every 3 or 4 minutes, but I do feel better. So that's that's really top of mind right now.
Whatever.
And I'm getting old, and just an 18-minute nap in the middle of the day goes a long way, Brett.
Well, I just left a meeting where I think I scared the hell out of everybody in the room. So I'm coming straight out of about a 2.5-hour one. So I think it all ended well. So that's a whole nother topic. That's not what we want to talk about here. I guess I need to say that, look, I know I'm a type A personality, and when you're type A, you don't realize when you're getting loud. Like, you just think that, I'm just talking normal.
Yeah.
And, and it just gets louder and louder. And for the first time, I think, ever in my life, I looked around the room and everybody's eyes were the size of $50. And I thought, man, maybe I got a problem. Maybe I do have a problem. Maybe I am the guy that's the idiot and the crazy one in the room. But we got done what we needed to get done, so which is a good thing. We'll talk about that later. But Coach Freeze, we beat this dead horse, and we said on the podcast this morning, and then Faith and I talked about it yesterday at lunch a little bit. But now everybody's seeming to jump on these comments he made. Range, I definitely want your take on this. And we'll start there. And basically the theme of the podcast this morning was everybody just chill out. And I'll go down why I think it doesn't really mean anything, and then I want to hear from you. It doesn't mean anything because in the fall, you're either going to win or not. I don't really care what he says at a golf tournament, for 5 minutes on a radio show. And I think maybe and now we'll dive into a lot of different elements of this, but I just kind of summed it up with he knows what he got to do. And it's just going into year 3. I don't care what you say about in May. You know what you got to do when Baylor comes around and when A&M comes around and when Oklahoma comes around and the games you got to win. You can say there's no pressure, but, man, if you're in the twilight zone if you don't feel pressure going into year 3 at Auburn after the 2 years you just rolled out.
Well, I think there's differing forms of pressure. There is the pressure of wondering where your next meal is going to come.
That's a whole different level.
There's the pressure of wondering if you're going to have a job the next week to be able to pay your mortgage. Mm-hmm. And then there's the pressure of former Auburn coaches to cash in multi-million-dollar payouts. So that's a different type of pressure for me, Brett. So when you ask, does he feel the pressure? I think that's I would say yes. I would say that he's a very competitive spirit that wants to do well. You would hope that you would hire a coach that way. But if you're asking me if there's some type of no, I mean, there's a big payday at the end of this, which makes all of this a little bit harder for talking heads like you and I to discuss, because you go back to Harsin, which you really have beaten to a bloodied pulp. For very good reason. I'm not knocking you for beating him, but here. So, was there pressure in year 2 to win, or was there pressure to cash in that $10+ million payout at the end of the day? I'm telling you, I wish I could get a little bit of that pressure here and there. I mean, would you be okay with that type of pressure?
Yeah, you and I deal with pressure every day, and then the payday at the end of the day ain't nowhere near that. It's usually nothing.
So really, that's where I would start with it. Is, you know, there really isn't a whole. I mean, you can go through the turmoil that he went through a decade ago, and as long as you come back on a lower level and show that you can win football games in today's environment, go look at the NFL, man. They change one seat to the next. It's so hard to get into that fraternity, but once you're in there,
you just rotate.
Oh man, all you've got to do is be able to show at one point in time you could win football games as a coach. You're going to get another chance.
That's right.
So
it's the never-ending cycle up there. You can just hop around.
Now, is there pressure? Like, if you're looking to say if it is really important to you to not lose your job,
right?
Is that your question to me?
Well, I guess that would be where the pressure comes in. Is that do you realize that if you don't accomplish X goal, you won't be here next year?
Well, I think he knows that. Now, if he gets let go, what's his buyout? Andy, we're going to need.
I don't think it's as much as the ones.
Andy
in the
had
past.
some. We've gone through coaches on here before that Andy every day would change the buyout total up at the top of the page. Right. So when it was brought up, we'd have it just to kind of go back.
Gus was really the biggest one, because every year he held on, it went down. But then it was like, how much more of this are you going to be? Just pay the daggum crap and get it out of here. Auburn is second in the SEC in coach buyout stuff right now, only to Texas A&M. And it's because they fired Jimbo Fisher, and they had promised him all that money, $75 million up front. Well, I mean, as soon as you walk off the plane, somebody's holding a $75 million check, and you ain't ever even coached a down, then I don't know that's even
like, is that pressure?
It shouldn't be. Oh. Not when you know that you just, like, 5 generations of your family has been taken care of.
That is like the gold bucket at the end of the rainbow.
They just hand you before you even go find the rainbow. Like, you ain't even got to go find the rainbow. There's somebody waiting at the tarmac to hand it to you. You didn't even have to go look for it. So, look, kudos to those that can go out there and get those deals. I tip my hat to you. At the end of the day, the opening comment to me was the biggest mystery. Well, I'm no idiot. He said, he either said, I'm no fool or no idiot. I can't remember. And he said, I know we got to go to a bowl game. Really? Like, if you were coming off of you were going into year 1 of your contract, and you just inherited a team that had crapped the bed the way those had crapped the bed, and you said, yeah, I mean, we got to get back to a bowl game. Everybody's buying that. They're like, okay, yeah. I mean, we got to be realistic about our standard. Man, you're going into year 3. You've had 2 great recruiting classes, and all you've done is talk about how getting Auburn back to a championship level is the priority here, and you know what the expectations are, and anything less is not acceptable. And then you come in at an interview at a golf course, and you go, yeah, I know we got to get to a bowl game. I think that's what our fans expect. No, our fans expect way more than that.
Well, do we deserve to expect way more than that with what we've gotten for a while? Look, I do expect more than that. But I'm getting to the point. I'm getting to the point with this football program to wonder what I should and shouldn't expect.
Okay.
Like, I expect Bruce Pearl to knock on the door of a Sweet 16 and a Final Four about every other year now. Like, if you told me he was going to be here another 4 years,
right,
I would say a couple of times Auburn's going to have a chance to put a team out there that's Final Four contender, at least a Sweet 16. Do I know where this football program is right now? No,
I
don't.
We don't.
I don't have that.
Better.
Well, the roster's great. I mean,
I don't know that it's great. It's better. It's better than what it has been.
Well, it's great compared to where we've been.
He's done it.
Yes.
He's built it.
And so I have given so much acclaim to him and this coaching staff for the effort that they have given, and especially in the state of Alabama, to get out there and get in the mix with Georgia and LSU and Ole Miss and Mississippi State and Alabama, of course. But we're doing a very good job there, and I can't ask for much more, but I still don't know exactly whether I need to get up in a tizzy about football. I'm not this offseason. I can't get myself worked up anymore. I think I've been burned so often that I'm not letting you or anybody else that I sit up here and talk with talk me into thinking that it's going to be much different than it has been until somebody goes out there and proves.
We said we're all Missouri this year. I mean, show me. We're the show me state. But I'm looking at it from a perspective of if that is the mentality that you're going into, is that we got to get to a bowl game. You're at a 6-6 mentality, and I know the last 4 years have been losing seasons, but it's because of the malpractice and the just sheer dumb decisions that have been made at the top with coaches. And the Brian Harsin experiment was terrible.
What's he to say, though? Let me defend him.
Let's come back on that.
What is he to say?
That was brought up, and I totally.
Because if he says, I'm going to be upset if we don't win 10 games and we win 7, I mean, he's just set himself up for failure.
You want to undersell and overachieve?
I'd much rather have somebody undersell me and overachieve.
And I think there's some strategy to that.
Agreed.
So we'll talk about that when we come back. Stay tuned. Just getting started here on the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
Adams Motorsports of Montgomery knows it's the best time to ride. Right now, get the best deals on all of our Suzuki and Kawasaki street bikes, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and dirt bikes. Adams Motorsports has it all, and our inventory is vast. Get out there, ride the streets and trails, and let Adams Motorsports make your pleasure our business. With family customer service and service after the sale. It's time to ride, so come see us on Eastern Boulevard, Montgomery, or online at adamsmotorsports.com.
Are you looking for a powerful new Chevrolet or GMC truck and a great deal? Check them out side by side at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Take your choice of new Chevrolet and GMC 1500 trucks discounted up to $12,000 off. Chevy and GMC heavy duty trucks discounted up to $7,000 off. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, Alabama. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. 45 minutes left in the show today, brought to you by Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores, J.E. Smith Construction and Excavation, and Sensagreen for air that is cool and clean. Call them Sensagreen. It's starting to get hot outside right now, and it's only going to get warmer as we head on into the summer. But so you were asking me about Hugh Freeze. It's 6 years, $6.5 million, so he's going into year 3. And the buyout is 75% of the remaining contract. So he'll be halfway through that at the end of this year. So it would be.
So he'd be owed about 15 or 16 million. I mean, it's a $20 million payday left. You know, a little bit more than $20 million payday left, and so 75% of that, 15, 16 million. Buyout if it were to be bought out this year.
Yeah, that's right. If at the end of the year. So.
Could you make it?
100%. So no wonder he's smiling. No wonder he's like, and that's part of the quote he said is, whatever happens, I'm going to be good with it. Well, of course I would be too.
Well, as long as you give the best effort that you can and you can go home and feel like you have. And, I mean, all of us that are talking heads can question that all we want. I mean, he's the one that's got to live with it. I mean,
here's what we've got.
I'd say I just don't understand what he's supposed to say different than he did.
Just don't say, I know we got to make a bowl game. That sounds like.
So what would you say?
I would say I understand what we got going into year 3. We got a much better roster. There were games, and he did say this part, there were games we should have, and then he changed it, could have won. Based on some things that happened with, players and coaching decision and all that. But I would have absolutely said, we expect better at Auburn, and we got to win more games, and our goal is to get to the postseason. And you say that is where we are at Auburn and going into year 3. Now, that's a broad statement. That postseason means, could mean the SEC championship game. It could mean a playoff berth or whatever. Mm-hmm. But to say, yeah, man, I know we got to get to a bowl game. We got to get to Birmingham. We got to go up here and play in this Birmingham Bowl again. We were in a text thread with some of our buddies, and they said, it's all Swiss cheese and stuff, man. As long as you get to the Birmingham Bowl and you can get to, 6-6 and everybody's hunky-dory. No, everybody's not hunky-dory at that. And look, you got to put the past in the rearview mirror, but you also have to realize that does have an impact on where you are. But the expectation and the money that Auburn's spending is not to go 6-6.
Well, do I think we deserve better? Yes. Have we gotten better for a long period of time? About 20% of the time we put a quality product out there on the field that's competitive. I'm talking about high-end competitive in the SEC.
Sure.
So back to my Bruce Pearl comment. 90% of the time he puts quality product out there now. So
that's where this
we got a long way to go. We got a long way to go. And is Hugh Freeze the one to get us there? We hope so. His recruiting tells me that he can. And yes, he's got to prove it, but I don't, I just don't
get. It's got to be better.
I just don't get too overly worked up on what's being said on the 18th hole or the 19th hole with a toddy in hand, and I'm not saying that he's got a toddy in hand, but I probably
pretty accurate.
Well, I probably would if I was on the 19th hole, and you want me to have a conversation with you on what I expect next year. It'd probably be a whole bunch of nothing that would come out of my mouth.
That's why I said this morning, everybody chill. It really does not matter. We're just breaking down the comments based on what
well, there's a lot of Auburn fans that, first off, they're on the edge anyway. I mean, 4 straight losing seasons. I mean, you're going to get Auburn fans to the level that they are. I mean, it's deserved. If you live and breathe it and get worked up every offseason thinking that Auburn's going to be competing for championship again next year, and then you've got a losing season again, then it's a precipitous drop from that expectation down to reality.
Here's what you got to hope. You got to hope that he's successful because you don't want to go through another coaching change.
Who would want to do that?
Well, again, every time you do that, but here's the caveat to that. You're right. The recruiting's been great, even though the seasons have not gone the way that we all would wanted them to go. But at some point in time, if you're not getting it done on the field, it's going to start to affect that too. It's going to start to affect, hey, man,
that's going to be this year.
Right. There's a lot of people that are sitting there that I think are ready to commit to Auburn that are just kind of going, okay, let's just see. Let's just see if he can follow through with what he's been saying he's going to do when he gets to year 3. And let's just be honest about it. In year 3 in anybody's tenure at any school in this day and age, especially one like Auburn or Alabama or Florida, we can go down this list of people that are on hot seat. The expectation is with the resources and things by year 3, you should be on your way, man. We shouldn't be hovering around whether we're gonna have a winning season or not. You are supposed to be putting out a product that is, and you and I've said this multiple times over the last 20 years. Auburn should never be, with the resources and the way, if things are going right, a bad year for them should be 7-5. A bad year. That means some things really didn't go your way. You caught a bad break in a couple games and lost them at the end, and maybe you laid an egg in a couple more, right? But 8-4, 7-5 because of the sheer number of people on your schedule that you're better than. Year in and year out.
Or you have better players.
Yeah, that you're better than year in and year out. That's not what we've been getting the last 4 years.
No, but I'll go back and we'll close and move over to something that is something more than an opinion. This one's pretty cut and dry, though. If he doesn't win,
that's what I said.
If he doesn't win 7 and then 8, the 8th game in the bowl game, at the minimum.
At minimum, dead minimum.
He's gone.
I think so.
No. Quit thinking.
Yeah, he's gone.
Auburn, quit thinking. But Auburn people aren't going to they're not going to stomach that. At all. It's not going to happen.
Hey, I think Kalen DeBoer's on the hot seat. I honestly do.
I think he's got another year. He's got to have.
He's on the hot seat now to the point that, no, I think if he would go 9-3 again, they would say, okay, man.
Yeah, 9-3.
But if he were to go 8-4, 7-5 this year.
Oh, yeah, that would be a problem. But they haven't done that since Nick Saban's first year.
Well, I know, but this ain't Nick Saban anymore. And they got a brand-new quarterback coming in, whoever it is. There's a lot of unknowns. And, again, it's not the same mentality up there and nobody's ever going to be able to replicate what Nick Saban did. But my point is Kalen DeBoer's a good coach, but he's even under pressure at a place like Alabama going into year 2 because of their expectations. Now, Mark Stoops, he's on the hot seat because that thing's just petered out. Mm-hmm. He's just been there so long and canked over, and he's not getting any better, and it's kind of tailed off that they're like, well, we're not getting anything out of him anymore. Billy Napier's on the hot seat because Florida he's going into year 4, and everybody's like, man, this ain't good enough down here, man. Now, you salvaged last year with DJ Lagway, but you better win 8, 9, 10 games down here this year, or we going to be cutting ties. I mean, there's just different levels of hot seats depending on what the situation is.
Well, ours is as hot as it needs to be.
This is flaming.
Yes.
So and you cannot get the Fahrenheit up there high enough. So you don't even have to sit down on it. I mean, you're just hovering over it, and the flames are tickling. So that's just where you are right now. All right, up against another break here on the Auburn Blitz. Stay tuned. More to come right after this.
For air that's cool and clean, call Senza Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Senza Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensagreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carrier cool cash rebates. Visit Sensagreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Senza Green.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We are your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
Chick-fil-A is always the best option when you're on the go, but they are also great when it comes to planning your next event, from tailgating to birthday parties to weddings. Call Chick-fil-A Alexander City at 256-289-7955 for catering, or order on the Chick-fil-A app. Make sure to choose the Alexander City location and have your catering order ready to go. Nugget trays, mac and cheese trays, fruit trays, cookie trays, gallons of our famous lemonade or tea, and chilled grilled chicken sub sandwiches, and a lot more options. Make it Chick-fil-A Alexander City for your next event. Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Halfway through our program means it's time for Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. And, man, Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine going into the summer, We got Memorial Day coming up, man. Memorial Day is an official lake season for us here in Tallapoosa County and Lake Martin, and they've got Memorial Day specials coming up. Their burger boxes are unbelievable. 6 steak burgers, 6 Conecuh burgers, or one pack of Conecuh sausage for $60. Really?
Can't do it yourself, and it definitely won't be as good.
It ain't gonna taste it, ain't no doubt. All right, so if you want to double that up, it'll cost you $118. So that'd be 12 steak burgers, 12 Conecuh burgers, and 2 packs of Conecuh sausage for $118. Go to the grocery store and get that cut of meat, that kind of hamburger patties, and see what it'll cost you. The pre-cooked specials, they got Boston butt with baked beans, potato salad, one that'll feed 10 to 12 for $135. 6 to 8 for $116, and then of course, man, my favorite, what I'm going to be getting from Pepper Tree. I'm just going to go ahead and tell Jeff and Kathy, go ahead and put my order in right now. The ribs, the baked beans, and the potato salad, and all of it is unbelievable. 6 to 8 people, $145. 10 to 12, $200. And if you're having something for Memorial Day and you're having people over, you got 10, 12 people, and you got all that, man, $200. You can't beat that, dude.
No, it's a wonderful venue, and we hope that you continue to find the new one over in Auburn. It's on a great location, and Brett and I were at an event this past week, and they're wonderful people. So Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine.
All right, let's dive into this Auburn baseball team, by the way, will play tomorrow. The winner of the Texas A&M Mississippi State game tonight at 8 o'clock. So Auburn will await that game, and if they were to win that game on Wednesday, they would turn around and play LSU on on Friday, so they get a day off. They would turn around and play LSU on Friday. And if they were to get past that, then you're to Saturday, and you're playing for the spot in the championship game at that point. So ended up with the number 6 seed because there was a tie there at 3rd, but Auburn really finished 5th in the league this year, Randy, in a very hard league. Had a really good season.
Oh, I mean, we take that every year. I mean, if you could go ahead and sign that up and have the team and the top-end talent that Auburn's got right now, unfortunate Ike Irish doesn't get Player of the Year, but I thought he put his name right up there in the mix and does get first-team All-SEC nod, and very deservedly so. And if Auburn can take one of these hot bats with their consistent pitching into the playoffs, we've got a chance. And, again, that's all you can ask for. And if it's every other year, which it feels like it is for Butch Thompson right now, then – you know, that's as good a setup as you could ask for in a league like the SEC, where the top is just, I mean, not to say that we're top heavy, because the parity of talent's really good all the way down. But there's 3 or 4 programs that, especially with Texas in it now, and Schlossnagle coaching over there, I mean, they're not going anywhere. They're going to be there every year. But, I mean, look, Tim Corbin at Vandy, 6-8 years ago, it was an every-year thing. Now it's not that they've fallen, but they're not an every-year thing.
They finished 3rd.
Yeah. I mean, but, you know, they can even ride a little bit of a roller coaster now, and that's how hard this league is.
Yeah, Texas number 1, 22-8, 20-10 for Arkansas. LSU 19-11, and 3 of their 11 losses were to us. We swept them. So that was a devastating series for them, or else they probably could have won the league. I mean, LSU would have probably won the league. Georgia 18-12, Auburn 17-13, and then you got Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Alabama at 16-14, and Florida, Mississippi State ended up 15-15, and then from there on, it's losing records. Man, Texas A&M's the one that shocked everybody. Preseason number 1, and they ended up with a losing record, and not just a losing record, a bad one. 11-19, and got swept by that Missouri team. That's only 3 wins they had all year in SEC play. Missouri finished 3-27, and they went to Texas A&M and swept them. That is just crazy. It may have cost Texas A&M an opportunity to go to postseason. I mean, it very easily could. So they went from the number 1 preseason team to maybe out and not making postseason at all outside of the SEC tournament. So with that being said, going back up to Auburn finishes 5th in the league at 17-13 with a 38-17 record and a very tough schedule. But the future really is bright you know, what you said was accurate. Been like a high and then a low and then a high and a low the last several years. But 3 of Auburn's best players were freshmen this year. And, again, the reason Auburn was picked 12th in the preseason is because they were going to have to rely on a bunch of freshmen. A lot of times that doesn't work out well. But Bub Terrell, Chase Freilich, and Chris Rembrandt they're 3 of the better hitters on the team. And you can say whatever you want, unless they have a sophomore slump. Auburn's got that to build off of next year.
Well, they got some young arms to build off of, too. So it's not only some sticks that can go up there and cause damage. I mean, Auburn's got 3 or 4 freshman pitchers that have looked the part already. I mean, they've been able to hold up in SEC play, at times look really strong in midweek games. And with that to build on, I mean, this is a team that maybe can sustain a little longer than we have with previous successes here under Butch Thompson.
Sam Dutton gets second team, and he transferred from LSU. How loaded was that for LSU? I mean, he comes and he's Auburn's ace this year. I mean, he's a phenomenal pitcher. Couldn't have gotten to where we are without him. He was our Friday night guy almost every weekend. He transferred from LSU, and look at what LSU did. I mean, just tells you, man, so much talent in this league up and down. All right, going to take another break here on the program. Stay tuned. More to come here on the Auburn Blitz right after this.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We are located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. And for any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Sentricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Are you ready to showcase your skills and compete with the best in Alabama? The 42nd Alabama State Games are coming to Birmingham and Jefferson County from June 13th through the 15th, and it's your chance to be part of something incredible. Athletes from across the state will compete in sports ranging from archery to wrestling. Those participating in the opening ceremony are eligible for academic scholarships ranging from $500 to $5,000. Mark your calendar. Registration opens March 1st. Visit allagames.com.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Couple segments left in the show today, brought to you by Russell Dewitt Center and Building Supply Stores, J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation, and Sensa Green. Glad to have all of them part of our program. Again, just kind of talking about SEC baseball and where Auburn finished. Randy, I would have never thought that Auburn would have finished fifth in the league, in this league, when you got, the ones that you were expected to be at the top, Texas, Arkansas, LSU. But we were picked 12th. Texas A&M was supposed to be up there, and several other teams. And I thought this, again, Butch Thompson just shows why he's the coach, and we don't need to be upset with any year that's down for him, because he's got Auburn to a level, and he's been carrying Auburn to a level we ain't been to ever in program history, consistently to the College World Series, consistently hosting regionals, which we're going to do again. And if we get a high enough seed and we win our regional, probably host our first super regional, which will be a great opportunity for Auburn fans to come and see. But I know there's a lot that's got to be taken care of. But Butch Thompson is one of the best coaches in the country.
Well, we started the first couple of segments out on the hopes that Auburn football is about to
turn the corner. But,
and then we move into this one. And, look, last year would have been very easy for talking heads like you and I or anybody else out there that talks about Auburn athletics to throw shade at the efforts that Butch Thompson's got going on with the baseball program. But I'm not even speaking for the two of us. And we think the world of Coach Thompson, and I don't think we've said a single negative word about Butch Thompson up here, but I don't think it's just us, Brett. I mean, I didn't hear any Auburn talking heads really call for Butch Thompson or question whether we think that he's the guy to lead the charge with this baseball program. And that does feel good when you've got a downslide, but you're still really confident that you've got the right guy.
Right.
That's where we'd like to get in football. I think we've gotten to a point with football that we can be reasonable. Like, I don't think Alabama, if they win 9 football games this year, can be reasonable right now. And there probably is. Yeah, I don't know that they can, but it's hard for me to believe that Auburn's going to hit a stride like we have in basketball and baseball, where we won't have a year where we've got a losing record like Bruce Pearl did 5 or 6 years ago, or where Butch Thompson did last year.
Right.
I think that if we can just get the right person, we're no longer in some kind of crazed world where we think that every year we should be competing for national championship. And I think that should be something sellable to a coach that's looking to build.
100%.
And if it's Hugh Freeze, I'm all for it. But even if it's for the next guy,
we just need him to succeed.
Agree.
Man. Just bottom line, dude. And I don't want to diminish what he said. I think there's substance to what he said, but I don't really care. We're going to go cover
I'm
SEC.
with you.
We're going to go cover SEC Media Days on July 15th. And whatever he says in that press conference, and you know what he'll probably do, and I know he'll talk to the press between now and July 15th, but at the end of the day, whatever he says, if he walks back comments, Randy, if he walks back comments on stage July 15th in Atlanta, and he probably will, he's like, look, I know everybody blew that quote I said out of proportion. Make no mistake, we have high expectations. I can already hear what he's going to say. Mm-hmm. He's going to address it. And he may address it between now and then. I may try to get him on our show and see if he'll address it on our show. I'd love to have Coach Freeze on, and if his schedule works out, maybe we'll get him on the show. But at the end of the day, the guy is not a fool. He said that. He knows what the expectations are. And the expectations go to Baylor and win game 1. And then to the next one, and then to the next one. And then, again, get Auburn back to a place where they can compete for a postseason berth. And that's got to be a 9-win season. But I think Auburn, we've all broke this schedule down 6 ways to Sunday. And then you look at it and say, yeah, if they can correct the L's they had last year and they can actually finish some games, because we went through and talked about the Missouri game last year. We should have won that game. We blew it. We turned the ball over 4 times at home against Arkansas and lost by 10. Turned the ball over 5 times against Cal and lost by what? We'd lose by a touchdown. I mean, just stupid stuff, man. And then you look at Vanderbilt, couldn't pee a drop offensively. I mean, Diego Pavia didn't beat Auburn, but he couldn't move the football. All right, so that was a stupid loss. And then Oklahoma, you're up 21-10 going into the 4th quarter, and you're down there to try to put the game away, and you completely crapped the bed on that with play calling. You threw the ball 3 times. Run the ball, dude, and set it up, and then they missed the field goal. Now, again, I know we had a problem with special teams, and that's not Alex McPherson's fault. It's not Hugh Freeze's fault. It is what it is. But they mismanaged the end of that football game, and they lost it. And so, again, he said coulda, woulda, shoulda, and we all have said that. But Auburn probably, let's just say law of averages, should have picked up 2 of those wins somewhere. 2 more of those games should have gone Auburn's way. And I'll say it should have been the Missouri and the Oklahoma game. So if you win those 2 games, now all of a sudden you won 7. And you went to a bowl game, and now it's not looking so bad. It's like, yeah, now we were only 3 games away from winning 9 or 10 games. That's not what happened. It seemed like every time Auburn had a chance to do something last year, they fell on their face.
Well, right now we're just not good enough that if we make mistakes that we can overcome them.
Right.
And I go back to one simple, single position. If we get the quarterback position right, all of this can be righted pretty quickly. So we'll see. We'll see the decisions that are made on that quarterback decision. I do like the options.
Now, let's go back to that for a second. Isn't that why we were in the state we were in last year?
It was why we were in the state with Brian Harsin, too.
Yeah, but Hugh Freeze going into year 2 with Peyton Thorne sold out for him. He said, all right, this is my guy. Mm-hmm. And then after 2 games, it was in disarray. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden it was like, oh, well, maybe he wasn't the guy I thought he was. Now you're working Hank in, and, you don't know who's who. And once you start doing that, we all knew what was going to happen because the confidence had been lost. And we all said in the offseason, I think Auburn probably needs to go get a quarterback in the portal. And he doubled down and said, no, we're not spending money on that right now.
But he spent it this year, and
he did.
Let's hope
and
Jackson
he went after his guy.
The right one.
He said it's his guy. So
I think he's got just as good an option waiting in the wings. We'll see how it plays out.
Probably better top seed, no doubt. Ceiling's way higher for Deuce Knight than Jackson Arnold. I don't care what people say. I mean, from a physical size and everything. Now, will he end up being a better quarterback? I don't know that. But
we just hope one of them.
Don't care. And then hope Jackson Arnold has a phenomenal year and Deuce Knight steps in next year. If Jackson Arnold has such a great year and he moves on to the pros, that would be the blueprint. That's what you would hope. So, kind of, look, again, you worry about right now. You don't worry about what's going to happen 2 years down the road anymore. All right, up against another break here on the program. Stay tuned. One final segment right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensigreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carry or cool cash rebates. Visit Sensigreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Buying a home or property can be the biggest investment of your life. The Wisdom Firm is licensed to close any property purchase in the entire state of Alabama. The offices on both Bent Creek Drive in Auburn and Highway 49 South at beautiful Lake Martin. The Wisdom Firm has you covered. Give Travis and his team a call at 334-826-0722 or check them out at www.auburnlegal.com for all your real estate closing needs. No representation is made that the quality of legal services is greater than the quality of legal services made by other attorneys.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Better buildings, better prices, better buildings of Columbus.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, TAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Are you ready to showcase your skills and compete with the best in Alabama? The 42nd Alabama State Games are coming to Birmingham and Jefferson County from June 13th through the 15th, and it's your chance to be part of something incredible. Athletes from across the state will compete in sports ranging from archery to wrestling. Those participating in the opening ceremony are eligible for academic scholarships ranging from $500 to $5,000. Mark your calendar. Registration opens March 1st. Visit allagames.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz final segment here on the show. Today, Auburn in baseball action coming up on Wednesday. Alabama knocked out Missouri. No surprise there. Missouri is horrifically bad, but they found a way to sweep Texas A&M a couple weeks ago, which may have killed Texas A&M's postseason chances. So coming up at 1 o'clock, it will be Kentucky and Oklahoma. So that game about to be underway in Birmingham. And so 4:30 will be South Carolina and Florida. And then the nightcap will be Texas A&M, Mississippi State, and Auburn will await the winner of that game tomorrow night. So there's that. All right, so moving on, a little basketball. May the 28th is the date that you've got to make a decision to either stay in college or move on to the draft, make a permanent decision. Todd Pettiford really is what Auburn's waiting on. Would be the only returning player, Randy, off last year's team, if he were to come back. Man, just getting a lot of mixed deals right now. He's had some really, really good scrimmages, but then he's had some that haven't been so good. He's also a little undersized, and Coach Pearl, when we went to the Jimmy Rain Foundation banquet last week, was in the media room with us and said basically it's not like every NBA team's in on every player. Their NBA teams have certain priorities for guys, and he said there's probably only 4 or 5 that would even consider Todd Pettiford in the first round. And when I say that, it means it has to be the perfect and the right scenario for them to take him. So he said if he was a betting man, he would be back. But if he gets a great grade and feels like he can go on, he said I'd definitely encourage him to go do what's best for him. He said I want to do that for all our players. But with the NIL in place in college now, that's why Janai Broome came back last year, if you'll remember. He tested the waters, waited till the very end, and decided to come back, and I think it worked out really good for Janai Broome. I think the same will go with I think the same will go for Todd Pettiford at the end of the day.
Well, I agree with you. I hope for Todd's. I hope for his sake that if he does come back, it raises his stock rather than this kind of staying the same grade throughout. Because, you can say it helped Janai Broome. I think Janai's in the same situation he was in last year.
Right.
He had an unbelievable season for Auburn where you can argue that he was the best player in the country. And we did argue it for a large majority of the year, and I think we could still make that argument that he deserved Player of the Year, but I don't know that that's going to help his draft grade. I mean, some guys are college guys, and others have the perfect body and form for the NBA game. And Janai, hope gets a chance and proves himself, so I'm not knocking him, but I look at his draft grade right now, and it's probably no better than last year. Mm-hmm. And so I bring that up.
Can't jump.
Well, I say that for Todd, too, that Todd's got amazing athleticism, which he can add to a fiery demeanor at times, but he's a little hot and cold.
Right.
Hot and cold offensively. He's a streaky shooter. Has to be hitting that outside shot to really get off consistently in games. I feel like he's a pro, but Brett, I've thought that a lot of Auburn guards were pros. I thought Jared Harper was a potential pro. I thought Sharif Cooper was a potential pro. I thought Bryce Brown was a potential pro. Mm-hmm. And they all performed exceptionally well in the G League, and they've performed exceptionally well overseas, wherever they've ended up. The NBA is just so difficult to break through. It's amazingly difficult to break through and to stay in, especially when you've got any question marks. And Todd's got them, or else he wouldn't be right now the 37th projected pick in the draft. He'd be the top 7. And he's not that. So I'm kind of hopeful with Bruce Pearl that he ends up back at Auburn. We sure want him back.
We need him back.
Yeah, we'd love to have him back. So
he's
I'm
going to be one of the best college
not
players.
knocking his game, but I hope he comes back and he makes a good decision, because I do think that if he goes somewhere between that 30th and 40th pick, that
they got him at 37 right now.
Yeah, is that good enough? Would that be good enough?
Would be good enough.
Wouldn't be in the world of the NIL where it's going to be. I mean, what's he at Auburn? A $2 million guy next year?
Probably.
Yeah, I mean it's a good payday.
Yeah, it's a great payday, and then you come back. You're the leader on that team. You're coming back as a high second round NBA guy coming back to play college
with hopes, with you being the guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas you're the guy coming off the bench, and you had some games where we knew you were the best player on the team. 100%. And there's a lot of us that knew that.
Right.
But we never really said, boy, if he doesn't go off here, we don't stand a chance. I mean,
no, there were games we went missing.
Yeah.
And we were fine. So All right, that's going to wrap up the Auburn Blitz here on this Tuesday. Again, we appreciate everybody for joining us each and every day. We'll be back with you tomorrow. We'll actually be on location for this show tomorrow down around Stillwater's. We'll have a lot more in the morning on the podcast for you there. Riley Green, country music artist, will be there with us. So if you got time, come out 11 to 1 down there at the shopping center around Stillwater's where Big Fish Real Estate and all is there. Come see us. For Randy, I'm Brett saying we have enjoyed it. We hope you have. See you tomorrow.